Hi, I'm Margaret, and welcome to Garden School. We talked about what simple leaves were before, and today we're going to talk about compound leaves and show some examples of compound leaves, as well as how to identify if something is a compound leaf or just a series of leaves on a stem. Okay, let's go take a look. I'm looking at a blackberry, Himalayan blackberry plant, very common introduction into our area. And what I'm seeing here are a number of leaves here, or are they leaflets? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this particular arrangement, and there's a stem here from the main vine. And I want you to look at what is right there at the base of this little stem, which is the petiole. There are two little structures coming off. Those happen to be stipules. Now that would indicate that this whole thing right here is a leaf with 5 sections on it. So this is what we call a compound leaf. Each one of these sections seems to have its own little stem connecting to the main one, but then it's these stipules down here at the base of this petiole that indicate that this whole thing is actually a leaf. Now, in contrast to that, right next to it is a cottonwood. And when we look at this cottonwood leaf here, we see that it's one single structure, looks like a single structure with an attachment to the major branch there. And then at the base, we can see a little bud. That is an axillary bud. But behind the leaf, on the underside there, where it attaches to the stem, there seems to be a little bit of a structure. That is the stipule that would be holding the petiole onto the main branch. So this is a simple leaf because it has a leaf blade, a petiole, and then you can see where it's attached there, the stipules. Now, another thing we're going to talk about are the axillary buds. So here's a little diagram of a simple leaf, and you can see this whole thing is called the leaf blade, and then it has a petiole that attaches it to the main stem, and then at the base of the stem, a tiny structure may be seen called a stipule, and then in this area right here at the base of the leaf, that's where you would find an axillary or a lateral bud. Now that's really important to know when you're trying to figure out, is this a simple leaf or a compound leaf? Where is the axillary bud? Now also, the leaf blade may be undivided, a whole leaf like this diagram, or it may be highly toothed. Now, if you've ever looked at, for instance, an artichoke leaf, that's really highly toothed, but it's a simple single leaf. Maybe we'll go find some and take a look at that in a minute. Now, the compound leaf, here's a drawing of a compound leaf. So we see here, this particular part right here looks like a simple leaf. It does have the leaf blade. It does have what looks like a petiole connecting it to a larger stem, but there is no axillary bud here at these points. That is the difference. A compound leaf, like the simple leaf, will have the axillary bud right here where the whole leaf connects to the stem. That's a key thing. And then a stipule might be there too. So what we might find in a compound leaf are several leaflets that look like leaves themselves, but there's no axillary bud here where it would connect to the major stem here. The axillary bud would be here. Now that happens to be like a rose plant, or maybe you'll find it on an Oregon grape. Take a look around and see what you find. Here's an example that might at first seem to be kind of tricky. This is a cosmos plant. Nice, beautiful flowers on this one. Let's take a closer look at this leaf right here. Now, it's very highly toothed. You can see that. It's very ferny looking. But when I look way in there to where the connection is to the main stem, I see, oh, this right here. That's the axillary bud, which has actually become the flower. Cool. Okay. Now on this blueberry branch, you can really easily see the axillary buds there. So that would mean that this little part right here is the whole leaf, a simple leaf. Here's a great one, the strawberry. Now we can see 3 leaflets. Well, let's find out. Are there any apical buds at the base of these leaflets? No. Okay. So where's the apical bud? Let's look down here to see where the stem connects. Oh, you see that new growth coming up there? The apical bud working its magic. So, strawberry, a compound leaf. So here's a little leaf from an artichoke plant, and you can see how highly toothed it is. And the temptation might be to say, well, those are leaflets. But wait a minute, they really are connected to this one main stem, and there is no evidence of an axillary bud at these points here. The axillary bud would be way down in here. So, artichoke, highly toothed, but a simple leaf. So why do you need to know the difference between a simple or a compound leaf? Well, let's just say you're hiking somewhere, or you're in a botanic garden where there aren't any identification plaques or something, and you see a plant or a tree that you really would like to identify. Well, in the guide, the taxonomy guide that you would need to use for the description of the plant, it would let you know, does the plant have a simple leaf or is it a compound leaf? And remember, the way that you're going to tell that is where the apical bud is positioned. So on a compound leaf where there are lots of leaflets, the apical bud is only at the base of the leaf where it connects to the stem, not at the base of the leaflets. Well, just something to remember if you ever on Jeopardy and need to know the difference between a simple and a compound leaf, you'll know it. Well, there's always more to learn in the garden. Bye-bye.